On its 20th anniversary, the Universitat Oberta de Catalunya hosted the 25th Annual Eden Conference 2015 in Barcelona, the European Distance and E-Learning Network.
Benvinguts. Benvinguts. Bienvenidos. The conference program is full of interesting topics, interesting papers, presentations, keynotes, a lot of activities.
Courtesy of the Universitat Oberta de Catalunya, a cocktail was held at the Centre Cultural El Bon, where Professor A.Planell from UOC and Antonio Morera Teixeira from Eden welcomed the participants.
Let me start by warmly welcoming you to Barcelona. For the city and the country in general, and for our university in particular, it is both an honor and a challenge to host this latest edition of the Eden Annual Conference. It is without doubt the best possible setting for talking about networks, education, e-learning, and Europe.
At the end of the reception, a traditional Catalan performance was made to welcome the delegates and keynote speakers. These castells perfectly represent the spirit of the Congress, working together in order to reach a common goal: getting higher and higher. A number of interesting pre-conference events were conducted on the first day of Congress, such as the Open Roundtable of International Editors in Educational Technology Journals. The core conferences started on Wednesday, where the President of the UOC, Professor A.Planell, the President of Eden, Antonio Morera Teixeira, and the General Director of Universities and Research of the Government of Catalonia, Lluís Jofre, officially welcomed the attendees through a set of warm-up presentations.
The Eden conferences represented best the high global impact of the European expertise and the great importance of its legacy of values, knowledge, and best practice.
We think that research and higher education are key elements for the social and economic development of a country.
Later on, the first keynote speech was made by the Education and Culture General Director of the European Commission, Xavier Prat, who talked about new trends of technology and modernization in EU higher education.
Because we do have all a challenge of innovation, and the difference and the distance between online and on-site universities, between learning and blended learning, is grossly overstated and will be overstated more and more in the future.
In the afternoon, participative sessions were held on different topics, presented by delegates attending the Congress. For example, Anna Maria Zilagi from the Netherlands talked about the challenges of Saudi women studying online in international master's programs.
Just for this 6 minutes, let's respect the cultural rules of Saudi Arabia. I would like to ask the gentleman here to sit there on that side, so on my right side, and all ladies on this side, on my right side. Women cannot drive in Saudi Arabia. They are not free to move from one place to the other, and that is a very big issue when they would like to study, because when they want to go to the campus, they need to ask their father or brother.
Another example was Montse Guidert's speech about the 360-degree e-assessment process at the UOC.
In the online university, the role of the teacher and the student change. The teacher are more a moderator, island, and so on, and the students are the active in the process.
ICT guru and Teaching and Learning Technologies Director at the University Mary Washington, Jim Groom, opened Thursday's sessions with an inspiring and motivational conference about EduPunk and the DS106 community.
Our education system isn't broken. It does some things really well. And what if we could enhance that and augment that with the web, which takes what's already done really well and makes it better, and connects us in amazingly cool ways.
During the afternoon sessions, the UOC delivered Expanding Learning in an Online Digital World. 2 presentations stood out: the Oberta Publishing Director's Lluís Pastor's speech about educational resources for the UOC community,
we are living not only in an informational society, as Professor Manuel Castells said, and I agree, but in an entertainment society.
And eLearn Center Director Christine Apple's speech on shaping learning and rethinking teaching in a real virtual lab.
La manera en què ha canviat el concepte de l'e-learning no és tant en el concepte, sinó potser en el que és rellevant per tothom ara. I ha passat de ser una cosa potser abans anecdòtica o experimental i ara és una necessitat per tothom.
UOC also organised a workshop with alumni who shared their online educational experience. The home group session was also held in the afternoon, consisting of reflections and discussions between delegates and the keynote speakers. The Congress was coming to an end, but attendees had the chance to enjoy the closing plenary session where Albert Sangra, UNESCO chair and faculty member at the eLearn Center at UOC, delivered his speech about the past, present and future of e-learning, focusing on challenges and opportunities.
All we agree that learning is changing. But 40 years ago, Bob Dylan also sung that the times were changing. So learning, in fact, is always changing. There is no one single day in which it's no changing.
Antonio Moreira Teixeira officially closed the Eden 2015 annual conference.
One of the aspects that is important for the Eden community and was also present throughout the conference is the recognition of the quality, well, the life achievement of our best colleagues, but also the quality of the research that is being produced. June next year, we'll have the 2016 annual conference, the Eden 16 annual conference, which will also be the anniversary conference for Eden.
In the meantime, let's stay networked.